First of all, welcome to the House of Web 3. Super excited that there was no tsunami today, so that was that was great. My name's Noelle. I'm actually a co-founder of the House of Web 3. Super excited to have this day today because we had dreamed when we thought about opening the space just to bring all the innovators and founders and builders here and see what they could do collaborating together in this open space. So super excited to hear what some of you are building. Really proud of a lot of you. The space is actually sponsored, for some of you that don't know, by Edge and Node, who is a core developer within the graph. We were the innovators of Subgraph. So if you are building in Web3 or beyond, and you need data, you should get it from the graph. And so you can see George here, who moonlights as our BD expert at the graph. And then if you're interested in becoming a co-creator and you're not, which you should be, you can see Trish, who's walking around. But we're getting started tonight. I'm really thrilled to feature these three teams. We're going to start with Unicorn Wallet, presented by Gardner. Unicorn empowers brands to launch their own Web3 membership accounts. And spoiler alert, if any of you applied to ETH Denver, you use their product to get your ticket. So really huge and super proud of the team. We also have Mirror Mirror AI, presented by Yusan Lin. They are on a mission to create the next gen of fashion editorials. Hopefully that's right. Yeah, nice. And then Flashback, presented by Zachary, is a cloud storage DePIN project. So we really want all of you to participate. We're going to have each of them come up and speak, and then we're going to have George walk around with the microphone, and we can ask questions about their project. But super excited. So without further ado, here is Gardner.
Thank you. Oh, this is fun. Let me plug my machine in. I was introduced to the House of Web3 February 2023 when I'd actually heard about it previously, but George cold LinkedIn messaged me. Never respond to those, but I was like, yeah, you know what? I'll respond. Let's see what this is all about. And so I actually wanted to start with that. We are going to talk about the future of membership infrastructure, but I did want to say thank you to the House of Web3 team because this was an event like this was actually one of the first events that I was ever at here. And this represents like Sam or Ruben or Jude because I didn't, they're not on the site. You guys got to change that. So we are going to talk about the future of membership infrastructure. What does that mean? We'll get into some of this. These are my co-founders. If you have been in the Web3 space for a while, you definitely know Griff Green, total legend. If you're familiar with the DAO hack way back when, he was one of the white hats that helped recover some of those funds. Russell Castanaro, he'll thank me for butchering his name all the time. He's been in the space for a long time as well. And I have done a few companies in the Web 2, Web 2.5, and Web 3 space as well. And we can talk about all that, but that's not why we're here. So what does it mean to grow and monetize your community with the best of Web 2 and Web 3? If we look at kind of like what Web 2.1.3 is, it's all the internet, right? Now there are certain infrastructure layers that separate these things. But what we're really looking to do at this point, and you may have seen A16Z cryptos, what we're excited about in 2025, we're really trying to hide the wires right now. And we'll get into kind of what that looks like. Total inflection point, yada, yada, going on. 5% of the internet in 2000. We've got 5% crypto holders in the world right now. So we believe that brands are going to be entering this space and there are going to need to be membership infrastructure for brands to onboard people into the Web3 ecosystem. And so this is what we're working towards. Now, all of these brands also have been compromised. Every one of these account platforms that they have has been hacked. So when we enter the Web3 world, there's monetization possibilities that are really pretty endless. I mean, we can see, I'm sure that you've all seen the memes recently of like the middle school kids that are creating meme coins and ripping people off. Like it's clearly easy, but like that's the problem, right? Brands that participated and the monetization challenges they have, whether it's fraud risk, whether it's payment friction, all of these things, they entered the Web3 space in like 2021, 2022, and they all got pretty badly burned, right? Like we know this from kind of like all the NFT stuff that happened. And there's all sorts of ways that that occurs. So ultimately, the UX within the Web3 ecosystem is really the problem. It's really hindering people from operating in this space safely and simply. So we have nuclear grade encryption, right? Like that's the best part of wallets. You have your seed phrases and you have all the complexity surrounding that. And in 2 clicks, you can actually nuke your entire bag. Like that is actually not the world that is going to bring on the next wave of a billion users. This happens all the time. I mean, we see this on Twitter constantly of like people being like, I've been really safe. And now after 2 years, it's all gone. So we believe that the solution is yes, non-custodial, but giving people the ability to get involved in a very simple way that does not require us to have to teach everybody, your family members, your friends about seed phrases, and don't take a picture of your seed phrase because what if your phone gets compromised and all those things. But the benefits of the infrastructure around these things actually does ensure safety and security. And I'll show you how this works and what we've created. There's compliance that is created from this in terms of the privacy side of things. We can go into a little bit of that as well. But the ease of onboard is really where we're starting with all this. So as Noah mentioned previously, ETH Denver is using our account infrastructure for onboarding everyone that is going to be going to ETH Denver in 2025. They are a fantastic use case because about 40% of people that go to ETH Denver are either new to Web3 or they certainly have never attended ETH Denver before. And previously, the effort that they had to go through to get people involved in their DAO was extremely challenging. We've done this to simplify this in a number of ways. You can see at the bottom here the member's name. We have abstracted 0x addresses, and we've given people the ability to create a username that is also a subdomain. That subdomain is not only the place where they can go as a page profile, but is also their address. So it's like a supercharged Venmo address. So behind it, of course, there is a 0x address, but that is abstracted away and people can find that and they can interact with that on chain if they are experts. But if they don't want to do that, they never need to know a 0x address actually exists. There's also an App Center marketplace within this that is only allow listed applications, only allow listed contracts. So you actually can't get phished in this account infrastructure because it will not communicate without the allow listed contracts in there. So if I scanned a QR code and I'm using, let's say, or in my case, it's gardner.ethdenver.com, it would not actually be able to interact with that malicious QR code. So these are different ways that we're enabling people to operate simply and easily with just an email address to get onboarded. They just start with an email address. They have an account abstracted wallet that is created. They create a username for themselves, and then they are essentially in a sandboxed environment that is specific to, in this case, an event, or in this case, the brand that has partners, that has sponsors that want to interact with the ecosystem. So we are, I don't know if, I could show how this works in terms of.
On planet Earth resides an experience like no other, high in the mountains of Colorado and deep within the heart of Denver, to the home of the fabled Bufficorns, who migrate to ETH Denver. Today, we explore how anyone can attend ETH Denver to join the inclusive event regardless of technical capability. The journey begins by simply creating an ETH Denver account. Along the way, uncover perks, including your personalized ETH Denver subdomain and membership to Spork DAO. Sign up with the email where you want to receive your ticket. By joining Spork DAO, one of the perks is free entry to ETH Denver. Continue by selecting Yes. Fill in your basic information for Spork DAO membership and review standard terms and conditions. Huzzah! You're being sent one Spork, the official token of ETH Denver. Even better, we are saving your sport for you in a process called staking. When choosing an account username, it is also their personalized ETH Denver subdomain. Unique because it's both an account page URL and also your wallet address used exclusively between account holders in the ETH Denver community, like a supercharged Venmo address. Soon, you'll be able to accumulate Spork, view and transfer collectibles, participate in activities, and more with fellow members. For example, your ticket to ETH Denver will be sent to your collectibles section after you
So
apply.
this is clearly like a demo video, but also kind of like a hype video to show people kind of like what they're getting involved in. If they have an EOA, of course, they can sign up with an EOA. And if they know how to operate, Wallet Connect and all of those things, they absolutely connect wallets to this already. So that is the
On
basics of,
Planet Earth.
whoops, let's keep going. That is the base of this. Then on their side for the actual brand, they get a bunch of analytics. Who is actually interacting with the brands that are within their application? It also helps with any type of support that they need to give for any of the attendees. So ultimately, we are able to create a fully leveraged Web3 for any brand or business that does not need to have participants that are Web3 natives. Some traction that we have a grant from ENS that has helped get us this far. We got accepted to Orange DAO. We're going to be in the next cohort there. Bufficorn Ventures is backing us, and we are going to use all of that. And we are also raising a pre-seed if anybody's interested. It's closing the end of mid-month. And so this is, where we're going next. I think is going to be really exciting, especially where the space is now. And getting everyone else involved and bringing them along for the journey, I think is going to be where the future heads. So thanks for that. And I guess we'll take questions later, maybe. Yeah. No, that was 11 Labs. Yeah, I mean, that is another part of this, is that surprise and delight is really, I think, something that we need to infuse in all the products that we're making for normies and just general users. And, the Web3 community really has been pirates from the beginning. And I think that's something that we forget, is that we get really deep in the weeds in terms of all the technicals and the detail and the craft, that we kind of forget the accessibility and like the fun that we can have in this industry. Yeah.
So was that custom built for ETH Denver?
Yes.
Okay,
So we are a white label solution.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So for each potential event, then you'd have to go in and like tweak it, or there's a generic.
There will be.
Okay.
So this is actually the phase that we're in right now, is the discovery phase, to ensure that we are creating all the different features and functionality that are going to be valuable for a bunch of different verticals.
Okay.
And so that is the goal. So by ETH Denver, I mean, maybe a little bit alpha, we will have a self-serve product that brands, businesses, and potentially even individuals can come in.
For events.
Prevents,
For events.
not just events. For any brand, it's like we're talking to a bunch of different
Okay.
types of organizations.
Okay.
I don't know if I can talk about all of them, but like some are like in the environmental space.
Okay.
Some are in just like straight clubs. Like some
Okay.
are in the music industry. So we are really trying to tweak and tune what exactly the infrastructure is that we need to satisfy all the different verticals.
I see.
But events, I think, is going to be a really important one.
Yeah.
So do you put yourself in sort of a custodial wallet / account / key management category?
Non-custodial entirely.
No, non-custodial.
Correct. These
Oh.
are smart contract wallets.
Oh, right. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so not only for liability issues, obviously, but for the ability for people to actually own their assets and have transferable identities as well, where they can use this even if they are not familiar with like having whatever a Web3 wallet means, they can still interact, and that's part of the marketplace. So we've created kind of like a Wallet Connect wrapper where you can connect with one click to all of the different applications that are in the App Center, and you're then able to bring your Gardner.eth.com username / wallet address, and you're able to authenticate with other applications. Now, again, there's a 0x address behind it, but all people see is the Gardner.ethdenver.com in the top right. Yeah, exactly. It's all, yeah, it's ENS undergirds everything. Yes, exactly. Yeah. I guess I could. We've seen within the past month a great reaction. We're anticipating 25,000 by the end of February to come through, and we are well on our way there. But obviously, when it's an event that people like, for instance, last year at ETH Denver, I literally booked a flight like the day before and like FOMO'd and was like, I gotta go. So we're expecting more, obviously, to start ramping up around end of January and February. But yeah, we've got many thousands of people on the platform already, which is really cool. I mean, this is the whole point of what we're trying to do in the next phase, is make sure that we're tweaking and tuning what people want. And already we have users that can actually give us feedback about what they like, what they want to see, what they expect to see.
So I actually did register at ETH Denver, and it was awesome and super smooth. So kudos before I knew this was you, and I was like, holy shit, like that's awesome. So
say that again for our
holy
developer
shit,
team.
that was awesome. But so it was really cool too, is that you have to buy a ticket, which I liked, and then you say, because we have people on our team that want to submit to like be a speaker, you can volunteer, all of these things. So where does all that information go? Like, are you handling that too, or that goes to a back end to the ETH Denver folks?
That's all. That's
and
all.
full disclosure, House of Web3 is talking to them to to utilize them.
Yeah. Yes, that is all handled by them. There is an important part about all this in terms of transparency and decentralization that I really, just from a fundamental level, want to get to a place where we have like the entire platform decentralized. Obviously, that's going to take some time. And when you're dealing with Web 2 systems, where they're managing, who is participating in their ecosystem, we can't control, all of that, and that's just the way of the internet world. Any other questions? Please clap.
Yusan's gonna be coming up next.
All right, good evening, everyone. My name is Yusan, and first and foremost, I just want to give a big thank you to House of Web3, especially due to the fact that they accepted me even though I don't work in Web3. At the beginning of my application, I was like, actually, I work in AI, but can I still come? And thank you guys for accepting me. We're Miramira AI. We are a very young company, just started in June. What we are building is a solution for future fashion content. Before we go into what we are building, let me just quickly talk about who we are. My name is Yusan. Prior to starting the company, I was at Amazon Fashion as an AI scientist, and I did my PhD in computer science, fully working on fashion and AI, and it has been 12 years since I started. So when it was not something people really took it seriously at the time. our team, besides me, I have Charlie and Campbell, two amazing female machine learning engineers. Interestingly, I actually hired both of them through my Instagram. I posted on my stories like who wants to work for me, and they volunteer. So I'm really grateful. And we have cool advisor from OpenAI and also computer vision scientist as well as Condé Nast design director. All right. So, what exactly are we building? A lot of people here, whenever I cross paths with them, they will ask me, and I never had time to talk to you guys about what exactly I'm working on. So, here it is. Um, Imagine you are shopping online, and this is from one of my favorite brands called Gaia. And if you're looking at a dress, and sure, they will show these models wearing the dress, and you can look at them as an inspirational content, right? And then kind of imagine filling the blanks of how it's going to look on you. There has been some solutions to actually dress you virtually so you can get a better feel. But imagine this is my friend Melissa. She wants to wear this dress. What the solution currently has been offering will look something kind of like this. Yes, it kind of renders okay-ish. Depends on the design, depends on the input image. But it kind of stops there because it's being constrained by the user's input, right? And it doesn't say as much. But compared to the photo you see here, the model is having the photo taken at a photo shoot, right? So how can we bring this experience but to just day-to-day customer? So imagine we want to bring Melissa the experience of as if she has gone onto a photo shoot wearing this dress and for her to look at it. And this is what we can generate under 30 seconds. So we learn the look of this person, physical appearance. If they give us more photos, we can learn about their lifestyle, hairstyle, etc., and render the dress directly. And not only that, we can also consider some of the stuff they already have at home. For example, from Melissa's photos, we know she has this coat, and we can also put this coat on her. And on top of that, not only can we show what she will look like wearing these things, but we can also make her appear at a place that she's likely to be at. Say Melissa actually doesn't like going to coffee shops, she just likes working from the office, then she can also look like this. So what we do here at Miramar AI is we built the solutions for fashion brands and retailers such that they can generate these editorial quality fashion imagery where customers are their own models. What we envision in the future for fashion content will be consumers as their own models, and we integrate wardrobe. So you really feel like, okay, I can see myself in it because I'm wearing also some of the stuff I already have. And also the tech content to be tailored completely to your lifestyle. We actually just launched a beta 2 weeks ago, but kind of low key because we don't want to push our server too much. Our beta, you can think of it as a Canva for fashion. So we provide the ability for fashion retailers, stylists, and brands go onto the beta and then do drag and drop and then immediately render the imagery under 30 seconds. In the tool, we have built-in outfit generator and also wardrobe extractor. We are, as far as we know, the fastest on the market to generate the imagery. And I can show a quick video of how it works. This is not how it exactly looks like right now, but when our designer helped us create a demo, this is the best quality. So basically you can do drag and drop. And let's say not only do we pair a bag, but let's also put a blazer, generating the look, and then this customer wearing those two things. And then you can add on top and then put a pair of jeans and generate, and then she will be wearing that jeans. And what we offer as a special feature also is you can refine the imagery by doing text prompt. So we can change her hair and then have her hair tie up like that. Yes, that's our product. All right. And not only do we offer this service as a web interface drag and drop, because we have spent a lot of time building even our own neural net, we train our own neural nets. These services we also want to provide to e-commerce such that they can directly render the imagery on their website. So our plan is Q3, we will also launch the APIs for these corresponding AI engines. And that include extracting wardrobe items from an imagery and also generating outfits as a recommendation and also rendering all these inputs together into a final image. Currently, we do have one partner that we partner with. They are a retailer in Taiwan. They work with us closely to create these features. And our plan is for January to start having our features working on their website where a customer go in and they can upload their own photos and we can help them build a digital wardrobe and all of the items can pair with what the retailer already carry as their catalog. Some of the stuff that we are proud of as proprietary is we did build a wardrobe extractor. And on the slide, I said filing provisional patent, but we filed it not long ago. And the idea is taking in a input imagery, we can detect where the garments are in the image, and then we can then further regenerate that into a product image. And outfit generate also doesn't matter what the seed items are, we can then complete the outfit automatically. And then that can be used as the input for the image generation. We do have competitors. This is a little bit like too oversimplifying the whole landscape. But majority of the companies right now on the market positions themselves as creative agency. So based on my knowledge, usually it's the clients submitting their request, and then you have to wait for a couple of business days to turn around and get your imagery back. And we are probably first on the market to provide the solutions directly into the hands of the users for them to directly change up and create their own imagery on the spot with high quality as well. Lastly, some milestones we have hit. As I said, I quit my job in May, so we started in June. And then we were building POC for a while, and we also raised an angel round. We are currently raising our pre-seed, a little bit far from my goal that I would like, but we're still going. So yes, if anyone is interested as well. We are launching the full-on Canva for Fashion, which is the studio, beginning of next year. And yeah, thanks to our investors, so we can do all these crazy things. And yeah, thank you so much. Yes,
So, one, I'm extremely impressed by the presentation.
thank you.
The slides that you had always answered, the questions that I might have. Love the layout.
Thank you.
Really stupid question. What's the font that you use? Is it Caslon or?
Oh,
It's really well designed for what you're
Thank
trying to
you.
do.
I don't even know. It's called this.
And I have a serious question, but this
Okay.
is just phenomenal. What is it? It's really nicely done. Okay.
Thank
So
you.
question is, do you have a risk about sort of the AI? What AI platform are you pulling from, or are you using as your based infrastructure?
Can you be more specific?
Are you using any of the OpenAI, or are
Oh.
you using cloud? Are you using any image? Are you using any base infrastructure AI, or are you developing some of your own LLMs and your
Oh,
own
yeah.
image database?
Good question.
etc.
We use a lot of different things. So the only thing we don't train is image generation. An image generation model, we use ideogram. But for all the models that we train, we wrote using Python, not PyTorch, PyTorch. And then other things, LLM, we use a combination of both GPT Mini, GPT-4 Mini, as well as Lava. So a collection of multiple different things. Did that answer your question, or?
No, it certainly did. Yeah,
Mhm.
it certainly did. To the extent of the knowledge that I have about AI, but it was nicely done.
Thank you. Yes.
Is it like a flat picture only, or
They're
can
all
you
flat,
Okay.
all flat. Mm.
Are you planning to do more like a 3D?
More in the future, because right now for profiling the body shapes, we are not using 3D mesh, but that is definitely the future goal, because only by doing 3D can we capture it very accurately.
Well, because like if I would be considering it, I need to know how the jeans fits me. You
Mhm.
know,
Mhm. Yeah, so fit is definitely one of the things we have to solve.
well, impressive. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, super cool.
Thank you.
Have you thought about making this like a Shopify app for your go-to-market? I imagine a world
Actually
where
have.
it's like you make it a Shopify app, and the app is any merchant can offer this on their website. You click a button, integrate your Instagram, so there's no photo upload required,
Yeah.
and then instantly the entire website for whatever the clothing retailer on Shopify is just you.
Yeah,
Because that would be
actually.
like fucking crazy.
Thank you so much. Yeah, actually, I have thought about it, but then haven't looked really closely into it. But the retailer we collaborated with, actually, on the photo upload front,
Mm.
yes, they do decide to go with directly linking to Instagram.
Yeah. Right. That makes
Yeah.
sense. Cool. Yeah.
Thank
Cool.
you.
Cool product.
Thank you.
Can I jump in? So super impressed.
Thank you.
I used to train a lot of models before, so I'm familiar with the space. And control is like one of the major issues with any image generation like this. Are you solving it with LoRa's, or is there a different way that you've managed to do multiple clothing items on the same model? And where do you think we're moving in terms of control?
Yeah, definitely we have some fine tuning done. And I agree with you. At the beginning of trying out LoRa, things were going really crazy. And what we found that gives us the most control is first getting the embedding right, but then most importantly, controlling the prompt right. So the prompt itself into the image generation doesn't go everywhere. So we do have an extra layer learning the prompts.
Super impressed, and I
Thank
do
you.
love your font too. I know they're flat images, but say somebody was like myself, I like to eat burritos and drink beer. Like, will it show even on the flat image, like rolls or any kind of like if you're chubby, like would you see the dress on you and be like, oh, I shouldn't wear that dress. I should pick another.
It actually does. So one of our machine learning engineers, that's her whole project, to learn as accurate as possible of the person's body representation. So right now, yes, in the future we can let people choose how they want to see themselves. Right now we're being as accurate as we can.
Do you have any data that like shows this actually increases sales? Because what I imagine, is like, hey, you see Kardashian, it's like, oh, if I wear this, I'll be like her, right? So it's like, do you have the data that would say like, oh, does it not go the other way? It's like, oh, it's
Yeah.
kind of playing off her question. Like, it's like,
Yeah, I wish I could, and we are a little bit early to answer that. So kicking out from January, we'll start collecting data because our features will launch on the retailer website, and then by then we'll find out.
Cool.
Thank you.
Kind of curious if you wonder, well, something like that. Like a lot of reasons why people buy clothes is that they just want a look, and if you can just bypass the whole thing, so I just, I like this on me, I'm going to post on Instagram. I can essentially bypass the entire purchase of it. How do you feel about, how your tool might enable that, or AI in general?
Yeah, actually, so some of our friends and family that tried out our tools, they just directly post those photos on Instagram, and they're like, "Oh, I look awesome," but then they didn't go buy those things. Well, I guess right now controlling our service to be B2B might be stopping that from happening right away, but it's unavoidable.
So my first question was about the sizes, but it looks like you said that it's not the tool is not able to show the difference between sizes of the items, right?
Um, I would say we can show fit to some extent, but I also have personal reason of not wanting to solve the fit the beginning of the business just because that was my job when I was at Amazon Fashion. So I don't want to risk it. But maybe I will wait for a year and start tackling it.
And the user, do they have to upload only one image or multiple images to learn their
One
body?
good image is the baseline, but the more the better because we don't learn just about the person's appearance. We learn also her lifestyle and then her inventory at home in terms of her wardrobe. Thank you.
Next up, we'll have Zachary from his Deepin project.
Exactly. Looks like we've all got good fonts, right? Okay, amazing. Pleasure to meet you all. This is my first time to House of Web3, so trying to get used to the room and people. It seems like it's a very great vibe, very different from where I come from, London. So only like 2 weeks ago. Going to be here for at least the next few months and potentially permanently. But an introduction about myself and my company. So I'm Zachary. I'm the founder of Flashback. We are a decentralized cloud storage network created to improve how the next generation of technological applications store and manage their data. In an increasingly growing trend, AI and other data demanding applications have been leading a surge in demand for cloud data storage and compute, which have been contributing to a data storage market which is projected to grow to over $450 billion by the year 2030. The current market is dominated by major centralized players, including AWS, Google Cloud, and Microsoft Azure, with 60% of the world's data depending on them. Now, why is this an issue? Well, centralized storage solutions are expensive, and they also have a single point of failure, leaving them open to hackings, but equally increasingly reducing the control with which users have over the data ecosystems that they contribute to. Over the last few years, while there have been several decentralized storage solutions that have emerged, including Filecoin and Arweave, they are unprofitable for high-quality data storage providers and too slow for most innovative hot data storage solutions, leaving their major use cases to be for archival data or cold data storage. This, among the other mentioned reasons, have led to decentralized cloud storage solutions only accounting for 0.1% of a huge industry with massive potential for growth. And so what does this mean? This means that a fast, decentralized storage ecosystem is required to unlock unprecedented security, innovation, and value creation for the next generation of innovative companies and applications. Meet Flashback. Flashback is the data storage layer of the internet. We are a decentralized cloud storage network, Deepin, offering rapid hot data retrieval, low cost, and scalability. We have been created to improve how Web3 and AI applications store and manage their data. We're designed to be the solution of choice for companies that demand dynamic and frequent hot data access, of which accounts for 99% of the serviceable addressable data storage market. And our major focus is on Web3 gaming, DeFi applications, and AI learning models. leveraging our AI-based price AI-based price management agent and our industry-first QAnon optimizer, which is quality of network optimizing mechanism. We put power back in the hands of service providers and storage providers, where we incentivize for the highest quality infrastructure providers and also enable them to set their own pricing, making them profitable. Now, what is the strategy? What is the goal here? The goal here is to first become the leading decentralized cloud storage network within the industry. But the go-to-market strategy is not to replace existing centralized storage solutions, but actually to work hand in hand in a collaborative manner that leads to benefit a whole ecosystem of dApps, service providers, and users at every level of this new data-driven world. Now, our team. For over the past year and a half, our team with over 25 years of experience within cloud architecture and blockchain development have been building the technological foundations and brought together a strong backing of ecosystem partners from traditional industries and blockchain industries from across the globe. Which brings us to today, where we've built the foundations. We've also gathered together a diverse team of complementary skill sets backed by experienced industry partners. And we're finally ready for the next stage of growth. Okay, well, what this is meant to say is our testnet is set to launch next month, and we have over 100 projects and builders who we have registered on our whitelist. We've also just added to our cap table Draper Ventures and Stellar Blockchain. We're actually taking part in the Stellar Accelerator program currently right now. And finally, as part of this next stage of growth, it can and it will go by in a flash. And so wherever you are, a project who's interested to be on our testnet, or a prospective partner or community member, join us today and be a part of the next stage of Web3 data storage. Thank you.
Hello.
Hi there.
How do you separate yourself from the new companies like Grass?
Like, pardon?
Grass.
Grass, you're going to have to familiar. Are they more on the GPU side or?
No, it's just you download a Chrome extension, grass.io, and you download the Chrome extension, you share a little bit of your internet bandwidth, and that gets provided to companies to train their AI models just like you're doing.
So no, we're not providing bandwidth. What we're doing is we're the layer where we're connecting storage providers to actual hardware with actual service providers. So in this case, it's the actual applications. So here would be, whether it's going to be a Web3 gaming company or it's going to be a DeFi application, they need to store their data somewhere. And so what we do is we match them up with the required hardware or storage providers. And so in this case, we're incentivizing for fast data retrieval. And so it's not actually about the bandwidth in itself, it's about the actual hardware in the underlying layer.
Nice. And how do I mine? Or do you have that ability yet? I know you're in testnet, but.
Yes, so currently right now you don't have the ability to mine, but yes, there are mining and staking capabilities, and someone that we've just brought onto our team recently who's in China where 70% of the miners are currently based. He's fully responsible for onboarding a great majority of miners and hardware providers there. But if you could provide me your details, I can give you a little alpha if you need.
Done.
Perfect.
Sure. Hello. Oh,
hi there.
Hi. There we go. Yeah. So there are a lot of projects here in Web3
yes.
centralized storage, right? So in the beginning, the original Ethereum yellow paper had originally Ethereum, Swarm, and Whisper, which became Waku, right? So, and then there's obviously Filecoin. They have their own backing, and then forgetting the third one. Well, yeah, are we? Yeah. I mean, I was thinking of so many of them, right? So how are you planning to differentiate? Like, because you mentioned some of your competitors, but you didn't mention what the differentiating factor is.
No, the main differentiating factor is that they focus on archival data. So up until date, the main selling factor of decentralized storage solutions has been the privacy and security aspect. But from the initial mechanisms which they originated with, they incentivize for storage quantity. Well, the majority of them. As in, I could go into each competitor in itself and say why they've struggled to actually have some kind of dominance within the industry. But the main reason is, and the broad concept is, they incentivized for stored quantity when actually the main aspect here is we're trying to have fast data retrieval. We're not just focusing on the archival and the privacy aspect.
Okay, so there is a design knob that you're turning where you're going to get faster quality of service, faster latency, but maybe a less strong proof of retrievability long term. Is that or you're saying you're going to have it all? Is that because that's like more skeptical, right?
Yes. So the overall goal is to have the benefits of the privacy and security, and additionally incentivize for the quality of speed and quality of services, and that is what we are trying to do. But inevitably, there will get to a point where you have a trade-off between, do we want to be as fully decentralized as we would like to be, or as certain people within the community would like for us to be, or actually, what is the best solution for us and for services where we're targeting AI learning models. We're looking at the next generation of innovative technologies. In reality, do they care about, are we 100% decentralized? Probably not. As in, they're looking at margins. They're looking at what's going to give them the fastest, the best user experience.
Cool. Thank you.
Hi there.
You make a comparison that I think you're implying that you're faster and cheaper than Amazon.
No. We're not faster than AWS or.
Okay.
So
because that was one of the.
I think we just had a very big icon. So,
I see. And then I'm kind of wondering, like, well, what's your partnership with Google Cloud? Because aren't you theoretically displacing them or competing against them?
No, so exactly here the plan for us is that the absolute behemoths of institutions, right? As in, they take up over 60% of they represented 60% of data today within the world. And for us, actually, we got approached by Google Cloud and AVH Cloud in terms of actually having a partnership there, because they've had clients coming to them saying, we need to diversify where we hold our data. Do you have any alternative solutions? And actually, the goal for us is, if we can become the leading decentralized alternative solution of choice for Google Cloud, AWS, or Microsoft Azure, we're in a pretty strong position. So actually, the way we approach it as is, there's a big market. It's rapidly growing with the rise of AI and other data mining applications. Actually, it probably makes sense initially, in the initial stages, to actually work with them based upon the resources and knowledge that they already have. Hi there.
Can you talk a little bit about the excitement and enthusiasm that you're hearing from customers or Web3 gaming and those spaces?
Yeah, of course. Thanks for that question. So we've been pretty fortunate to go around to different conferences around the world, whether it's in Dubai or Singapore, and everywhere we're going, even though we're extremely early stage, everyone seems to be saying, I wish you guys had come earlier. As in, we had a company who said to us, what the hell? As in, we just spent $1 million, building our own in-house solution, because there was nothing on the, currently within the market that could service what you guys are doing. So we're seeing on many different levels. One, whether it is a Web3 gaming company or it is an AI company who's saying, yeah, this is exactly what we're looking for. Or similarly, on the storage provision level, because if you are a Filecoin miner, or you are a miner currently within the space supporting a decentralized cloud storage network, if you're high quality, you're not necessarily being profitable. And so within 30 seconds of the team member I just mentioned, who's in China right now, I only had to pitch flashback to him for 30 seconds. And he said to me, look, stop here for a second. You're solving exactly what I'm experiencing right now. How can I join you? And so that enough is, that in itself is extremely gratifying. Thank you.
Give it up for everyone. One more time. Keep it coming. Appreciate everyone coming out tonight, listening to these wonderful pitches. We're going to do it again in January. We'll keep running it back every month. If you guys have any questions about the graph, House of Web3, come find me, come find Trish, Elizabeth, Noel, Rodrigo. We're all here for you. Let's keep going. Bull market times.
Woo!